Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today was a long day for me because I finished work like around 4:30 and it's now 5:30 I think. And I thought like I do a little bit of content for my YouTube channel, so therefore I thought, okay, I'm going to do, introduce all my Wet n Wild shadows to you. I mean, I know Wet n Wild maybe in the US is a, let's say like this, a well-known drugstore brand, but in Europe it's not that well known because we don't have it like, let's say, in the regular drugstores or whatsoever. It's not like that we have a Walgreens or CVS and we go there and then we can see the, the display of Wet n Wild in our shops. So it's more like in some assorted, let's say cosmetic stores. I had a Douglas Hall, maybe, or Douglas Hall. Douglas has some of the Wet n Wild products, but not all. So, and that's why it's not common. Let's say like this. But of course, we have like retailers like Beauty Bay who also deliver, or it's there are here and there some stores which are have Wet n Wild. So, but for me it was like this when I saw Wet n Wild. Let's say maybe 2-3 years ago, because I started then to dive into the beautyverse. I coined that phrase now. Welcome to my beautyverse. So if somebody's stealing that from me, you are done for it. No, I'm just joking. But welcome to my beautyverse. I was going to say that in the beginning, but I didn't. Anyway, so when I started to watch beauty YouTube and so on, and then I heard, of course, Wet n Wild, but the thing is, how to get Wet n Wild from the US, because their own website, the US website, doesn't allow people from Europe actually to make orders. Even though you would deliver it to an American PO box or whatsoever, they don't allow it because there's geo-tracking in place. And, and as I said, there are some stores who do that, but of course it's not always the case. And then Beauty Bay, for example, they put on their margin, to the sales price, and it's like, for a drugstore makeup brand, which then becomes more expensive, or, then let's say a makeup brand like Catrice or Essence, which are European or German brands, it's not worth it for me to, to go out of my way and then to buy Wet n Wild for much higher price than, Essence or Catrice. Maybe the quality is similar as well. And so for me it was a kind of lucky find when I went to Antwerp, because I live close to, let's say like this, I live in the Netherlands but close to the Belgian border, and I could go to Antwerp. So Antwerp is a Belgian city, for the people who don't know Europe so well. And I was lucky enough to go to one store on a high street, and I found this shop where they had random sorts of things, like cheap stuff, let's say from China, toothbrushes, I don't know, anything from household stuff. It was similar to a Dollar Tree in that sense, but it was just, you could go in and it was U-shaped, and then you could go out. So, and I found some cosmetica, and I was like, oh, okay, here there are some, Wet n Wild stuff, Rimmel, no, what is it, Rimmel? Wet n Wild eyeshadows, as well as some Rimmel eyeliners or Max Factor eyeliners, something like that, really like randomly, put down there. It was just makeup, and I was like, okay, let me get them. They were like €1 a piece, so €1, it's like the conversion rate is, I think, 110 or 120, so that means it's $1.20 or something like that. I mean, these eyeshadows that I have now, they are not the newest collection or whatsoever, so they are already maybe discontinued in the US, but I don't know how this store got some of these palettes, let's say like this. I bought them and I was like, okay, let me try out the formula. So, and funny enough, I mean, I don't know if Wet n Wild is produced in the US or if they dominantly, produce in China, but here I can see, for example, it's made in PRC, People's Republic of China. So, and yeah, let's get to it. The first palette that I have is actually this Color Icon Poster Child. You would say it's a rainbow palette, and it has like 8 shades. The thing is, I already tried out these, eyeshadows before I started my YouTube, and I was like, okay, let me try it out. The thing is, let me swatch some. I mean, it's very soft, but it's also very powdery. So, and then when you see the swatch, you can see, maybe if I come closer, you know, it's not even. So the thing is, yeah, let's say you can see it. It's nice, it's dark, you know, but let's try out one of the lighter shades. So the lighter shades, it's very, very light. And can you see it on my hand? Yeah, if I do it like this, you can, but it's too much of a pastel shade, let's say like this, which would not really show up on my face or on my eyes, let's say like this, if I apply it very thinly. And if I, you know, try to build it up, I don't think it will be built up that much. Yeah, it wouldn't make a difference on my eyes, to be honest with you, because I have olive skin tone, you know, olive undertone, and then, you know, it would kind of disappear, let's say like this. If I do it like this, you know, it disappears, so to say. So some of these shades are won't show up on my face, or I have to, you know, kind of manipulate them so that they show up. But let's say like this. This is one of the bigger shadows. I found also, I think, you know, single shadows like in blue and the dark moss green, as well as I think maybe pink, if I'm not mistaken, or brown. So I found also these single eyeshadows, or did I buy them somewhere else? Anyway, so I was like, okay, let me try out. And then I found also, I got like six eyeshadows. So the next one that I have is Floral Values, you know, so four shades in a palette. So you can see, again, this is like a light purple, not light purple, light pink, very, very light pink. So similar to this shade, but lighter actually. And this one is a beige. Yeah, sorry, it's a beige. I'm sorry. But this one, you know, shimmery purple, as well as, you know, the blue color. Again, Wet n Wild has a lot of blue, but this one is, you know, you see, the quality is not that nice. So, I mean, you can try to manipulate it and so on, but it's also a little bit of hard, you know, it's not that soft like the other shades that I had. And when you try to, you know, to build it up, of course you see that there is like, you know, it skips, it doesn't apply evenly. I mean, it's a finger swatch, of course, but let's say like this, if I will have some difficulties as well with the brush, I believe. And also, if you could see my desk now, you know, or the table that I'm sitting at, it has kickback, or it falls, you know, automatically on the so anyway, this is like, okay, you know, whatsoever. So I have then the next eyeshadow palette. I'm feeling retro. These are all color icons, or the series color icon, but then they have like four shades in a eyeshadow palette, as well as 5. So, and these are all shimmery shades here, you know, the purple as well as the blue as well as this white are all purple. And you know, they say, for example, the lightest one, or the highest one here on the at the top, is the brow bone shade. So I'm like, you know, brow bone, and then you have this blue which should go into your crease, and this one is your eyeshadow, you know, it should go on your lid. And I'm like, it doesn't make it doesn't make sense to me, because it will look really like, you know, too flashy, let's say like this. It's not like, of course this palette is not for every day, let's say like this. If you are going for the neutral look, it's not for every day, but still, like, you know, these are very, very flashy colors, and they are very, very dominant. You know what I mean? It's like, if you would have, you know, one color which kind of, you know, pulls the focus, pulls the attention, and then you have, you know, complementing colors, it makes more sense. But these are all dominant colors, in my opinion. So if you put them on, you know, where do you want to look at? Do you want to look at the brow bone? Do you want to look at the crease? Because the crease is like a blue, you know, it doesn't make sense. And then you have this purple, you know, on your eyelid. I mean, of course you can make it work. I'm not saying you cannot make it work, but it's a strange, you know, that they don't think about this, you know, in a sense of, you know, one crease color which, you know, kind of is like similar in tone to the, you know, eyelid color, let's say like this. And then you have the brow bone color. Of course it should, you know, highlight the brow bones, but I mean, you can think what you want, but I thought the combination is a little bit off. Then the next one is called To Muse and Cruise, if I say it correctly, and also 3 eyeshadows in, you know, in the palette. Again, the combination is a little bit like, this should be a brow bone shade, this should be your crease shade, and this is your eyelid shade. And you're like, why do you put brown and blue together? I mean, I'm not saying they cannot go well together, but again, you know, the brown is dark, is a dark color. The blue is like a, you know, sky color. So the combination is a little bit off. Again, I don't know what they thought about this. Then the next one, this one makes actually more, you know, sense. Cool as a cucumber. So you have here this light green. You have this kind of purpley brown color, and you have the moss green, you know, moss green here. So green and brown, they go well together. I mean, I have brown eyes, so if I put on green eyeshadow, it usually goes well together. So I would say, you know, and also the this purple brown is so subdued, you know, it won't take away the attention from the green if you put the green on it, or they will complement each other very well. So, and this one also will complement if you put it on very, very lightly, you know, you're not all like, not like clown's makeup, and then you put it on your brow bone and you're like, oh yeah, this is, you know, it. But this combination is very nice. I mean, I like it. And then we have the last one. This is actually the palette from my Pan Those eyeshadows, and I hit pan today. You know, I did a get ready with me. I will post it today, and I will also post this video today. And I'm really tempted to do this, you know, to, as I said in the Pan Those eyeshadows video, I really want to pull then all my eyeshadow palettes, or say, you know, 3-4 shades from these Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes, and then use them. But I will wait for the next update. I will try to use this more, or maybe use it up, and then, you know, do the update at the end of this month. Actually, yeah, it will be May, right? So I will do that maybe. But this one makes also sense in a, you know, for example, you have the light blue or a little bit silvery blue color, you have the dark blue, and you have the, you know, gold color. So I have the blue one now on my eyes today. As you can see, I just put on the blue. I didn't put on the light blue, but I could have put it on because the shimmer on my eyes, you know, it kind of hints to it. So these colors are both on your eyes, the top colors, I mean, they would go well. Or you have the blue, you know, gold, but then you smoke out the, you know, you make a little bit of a smoky eye, or you put in a dark outer V with a dark, you know, blue, would also make sense to me. So these colors would go well together. So anyway, these are all my Wet n Wild eyeshadows, and I hope you like this video. If not, fine with me as well. You know, I don't die because you don't like it. So, but if you would give me a like or subscribe or ring the bell notification, that would be nice. Until next time, bye bye. See, my cat is also crazy now. She wants to have the attention.